In social interactions, one's character can be discerned through their words and actions. What you say reflects who you are. The more you speak, the more your true self is exposed. Focusing solely on people's shortcomings, the world will be devoid of those worth befriending. However, when you appreciate people's strengths, everyone in the world becomes your teacher. People of noble character are akin to water, which nurtures all things without contending with them. Their moral character is like a deep and tranquil pool, marked by sincerity, kindness, and selflessness in their interactions with others. Just as even the fiercest storms eventually come to an end, the hardships of life will also pass. To truly understand the essence of natural phenomena, one must eliminate external impositions and return to their intrinsic state. Such individuals do not engage in unwarranted distinctions among worldly matters, nor do they show favoritism or bias. The interior of the universe is vast and void, yet its potential is boundless. Once set in motion, it operates endlessly, never depleting. Similarly, excessive self-aggrandizement in individuals hastens their decline. It is wiser to maintain inner clarity and emptiness. Strive to attain the utmost emptiness of the mind, maintaining a tranquil and unwavering life. All things flourish together, and I examine therein the principles of constant cycles. Maintain one's essential simplicity and reduce selfish desires. Avoid self-importance, for it makes you stand out even more. Refrain from boasting about yourself, for it highlights your achievements. Do not consider yourself wise and capable, and you will gain greater respect. Only those who do not contend with others will find no one can contend with them. Those who can understand others possess wisdom, while those who can understand themselves are truly insightful. Those who can conquer others are strong, but those who can conquer themselves are the real champions. To close it, first expand it. To weaken it, first strengthen it. To abolish it, first promote it. To acquire something, first give something. The softest of all things in the world can freely navigate between the hardest. The more delightful something is, the more effort it takes to obtain it. The more precious things you accumulate, the harder it is to bear their loss. Therefore, one must understand contentment and moderation to achieve lasting satisfaction. Misfortune often leans upon the threshold of fortune, and fortune may hide within the shadow of misfortune. The greatest misfortune lies in discontentment, and the gravest fault is the desire for what one does not possess. Those who know contentment are forever fulfilled. The mighty tree that embraces us begins as a tiny sapling. A towering 9-story pagoda is built brick by brick from humble soil. A journey of 1,000 miles commences with the first step. Treating completed work with the same diligence as at the beginning guarantees success in everything. In modesty and non-contention during encounters, one can often lead among peers. By placing oneself aside from the matters, one can preserve their own life. Isn't this precisely because of selflessness? Paradoxically, it can fulfill one's personal goals. The laws of nature benefit all things without harming them. The principles followed by the sage bring good to all under heaven without contending for personal gain. Let all things naturally arise without seeking to initiate them, act without imposing personal inclinations, achieve without self-aggrandizement. It is precisely by not claiming merit that one loses nothing. Those who readily make promises are often quick to break them, and those who perceive things as too easy are bound to encounter unforeseen difficulties. In apparent simplicity, seek the intricacies. In small beginnings, lay the foundation. The most challenging endeavors often have their origins in the simplest steps, so pay heed to the details when pursuing great achievements. To be a person, one should adhere to the principles of the natural order, and in one's actions, follow the laws of life. True satisfaction arises from the tranquility of simplicity. By not placing blame on others, one can avoid repeating the same errors. Ignoble individuals are certain to camouflage their own mistakes. Individuals with outstanding abilities or exceptional skills do not flaunt them everywhere. Instead, they display them when the occasion demands. Knowledge always feels insufficient when it is needed, and many things are only truly understood through first-hand experience. Born in adversity, perishes in comfort. To have a happy home, one must first ensure the stability and prosperity of the nation. The interaction among gentlemen is as mild as water, while the camaraderie between ignoble persons is as sweet as nectar. People often think that acquiring from others is the only way to gain, yet they overlook that giving is also a form of receiving. As heaven keeps vigorous through movement, a gentleman should unremittingly practice self-improvement. Things emerge through their opposites. Existence and non-existence arise from each other. Difficulty and ease form through contrast. Length and shortness manifest in relation. Height and depth coexist through their opposition. Sound and silence harmonize through their contrast, and before and after become apparent through their duality. In the world, things are often divided into two opposing aspects: true, good, and beautiful on one side, and false, evil, and ugly on the other. However, all things, whether they appear as good, beautiful, evil, or ugly, possess duality and variability. They are relative rather than absolute. Treating beautiful things as eternally beautiful and labeling good things as absolutely good will inevitably lead to undesired outcomes, often resulting in what is perceived as evil or unvirtuous. People who speak too much often find themselves in trouble, whereas maintaining inner calm and silence, keeping one's words within, can be more beneficial. Do not think that being small makes you insignificant. In fact, it's precisely because others may not notice you that provides an opportunity for growth. The principle of life is to look within, not at outward appearances. Most people are too obsessed with fame and fortune, which is why they are anxious about gaining recognition and fearful of experiencing humiliation. People often fail in their endeavors when they are close to success. By staying persistent and consistent, one can avoid failure. The most perfect things may appear imperfect, but their utility remains undiminished. The most full things may seem empty, yet their function never exhausts. The most straightforward things may appear crooked. The most skillful things may seem clumsy. The most excellent eloquence may appear as if it lacks words. Do not be deceived by appearances. Evil that fears being known is great evil. Goodness that seeks to be known by everyone is not genuine goodness. When assessing a person, don't just listen to their words, observe their actions to determine if there is consistency between speech and deeds. Individuals who employ sweet talk and flattery to appease others often lack true compassion. When several people travel together, there will always be someone who can be our teacher. If he has virtues, learn from him. If he has shortcomings, use them to reflect on yourself. If you have them, correct them. If you don't, strive to improve. Individuals should have their own pursuits and goals, and should not be bound by the desires of others. The greatest flaw in people is that they easily notice the faults in others, but fail to see their own shortcomings. Consequently, they often believe they are right and enjoy giving advice to others. Those who enjoy flattery to one's face will also slander behind one's back in secret. The generation of many desires in the world ultimately stems from human greed, and insatiable greed can lead one to lose oneself. The greatest happiness lies in having no happiness, and the greatest honor is in not pursuing honor. If water does not accumulate deeply enough, it lacks the strength to carry a large ship. To achieve success in one's endeavors, a solid foundation is necessary. Without a strong base, whether in work or learning, it is impossible to attain excellent results. Without a clear plan in undertaking a task, one can become trapped by the circumstances, and without adequate preparation, failure is almost certain. Those who possess self-awareness reflect upon themselves when faced with problems, rather than merely complaining about others. Those who take charge of their own destinies are proactive, without lamenting the heavens. If one has never experienced the cold winter, they would not understand the resilience and upright stature of pine and cypress trees. Without going through adversity, one would not comprehend the determination and lofty aspirations of exceptional individuals in their pursuits. The cosmos and the heavens follow their own natural laws, which are enduring and impervious to human will. Governing a nation in harmony with these natural laws leads to stability and longevity, while defying them invites calamity. The influence of one's environment on a person is substantial. It's akin to how grass grows in the soil. You needn't tend to it for it to stand tall. Similarly, placing white sand in black soil will gradually turn it black. Green is derived from blue, yet it surpasses blue. Ice is made from water, yet it's colder than water. In everything you do, perseverance is key. Without the ability to persist, even the most intelligent and gifted individuals will not achieve much. When giving gifts with a sincere heart, one will undoubtedly offer what they consider the best. A true gentleman bestows upon others good advice and guidance, while a base person only bestows material wealth. If you wish to earn the respect and obedience of others, you must establish a clear system of rewards and punishments. Those without merit should not receive rewards. Those without wrongdoing should not be subject to arbitrary punishment. No matter how close the road is, if you don't walk it, you'll never reach your destination. No matter how small the task is, if you don't do it, you'll never succeed. Some people always think highly of themselves, not realizing their limited perspective. It's not a moral issue, but rather a result of their limited exposure and experiences. It's like a frog at the bottom of a well. It can only see a small portion of the sky through the well's opening. If you try to explain the vastness of the ocean to it, how could it possibly comprehend?